What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have another matchup for you all, and that is the Red Garlic Jr. taking on SSB Vegeta, or Warp-geta, however you want to call it. And yeah, like always, if you enjoyed the content, let us know in the comments down below. And yeah, let's get right into it, starting off with talking about Garlic Jr. Look, I've been a fan of the Garlic Jr.'s decks, both the yellow and the red one, when they came down, and then I went back to the yellow one for a bit. Red one got some support. And it wasn't until I was able to get at least 3 of each of the promos from, I think, last tournament kit, where I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to put this deck together finally, take it to the shop a couple times, and have a go with it. And once again, I'm reminded how much I love this deck. Now, it does have a slow start, so you do need to awaken, and there's a chance sometimes you get a bad hand, or you get bad draws, and you don't see enough pieces to awaken by turn 2. That happened to me this past weekend as well. It's just unfortunate, but normally, if you're lucky, you get it on turn 2, and if you're really lucky, which I've done once, you get it on turn 1. So yeah, the deck itself, you play the 1-drops using the leader's effect by switching to rest mode, which I will switch the leader into rest mode in a bit, and then you bottom deck a card, and you search your life and deck for the Dragon Balls. We have 2 different options. We have the standard Dragon Ball from set 5, where you draw 1 card, and then we have the one from, I think, this set, where you search top 3 cards for your deck, add up to 1 Demon Clan, Manekian, and something else, energy cost 6 or less, and add it to your hand. So yeah, it allows you to kind of search out things, primarily super combos if you're playing the King Piccolo ones, which is really nice. And then we turn around on turn 1, also pay 1 energy, which that energy will be switched to rest mode at some point, to do it again, and find more pieces to add to my hand, which is really nice. There's the leader finally. I think this was the first game of the night, so I was just kind of trying to get everything out on the board as fast as possible to go into it. There's gonna be some weird cuts coming up in this video as well if they haven't already happened. Yeah, they have already happened actually. I think my Z energy switched to the other side. There was some distractions happening at the shop. Fluff came out. It's been a while for him, and I didn't completely make his deck 100%, and I had to give him the sleeve for my Z energy to fill his deck up because it's the same color sleeve. So yeah, we had to take care of that as well. Warp-geta, turn 2 awaken. It's what you want to see. I think we did see him hit a extra card earlier, which was fine. But getting the unison on board turn 1 is always a great option as well, because you have the Trunks you can play, you have the Gohan you can play. It searches top 3 for a red card adding to your hand. It's a great start for Warp-geta, especially for a deck that has so many natural free plays in itself, or very cheap plays. Here we're playing Gohan, getting the searching for, I think it's energy cost 4 or less, might be 5, it's been a bit. Getting another Gohan added to hand, pretty much for next turn, because this player knows by this point, Gohan in a rest mode, yeah, it's not going to last. That's not a card I want my opponent to keep. Here, getting the standard leader effect, comboing a card out from the warp, being able to draw from it because it is now a skillless and Gohan's on the board, and getting a little extra couple combos here and there to kind of get the drop set up for a possible overround play. Swinging with the Unison, unfortunately Unison don't have characteristics, so you don't get the effect from the leader. We are getting a combo here, and most likely that's also going to go to the drop. And what's great about the Garlic Jr. deck is that the pieces I play turn 1 all become common pieces. Whether I'm taking the damage or not, it helps fill up that Z energy. But yeah, here we're getting this combo out of the way. And yeah, great SS4 Goku Vegeta on play, draw a card, on attack, combo a mono black card. And then we Z charge that card and taking the damage as a Garlic Jr. player going down to 4 life, which is fine. It's not what you want to see, but Vegeta is a very aggro deck, so if you're not careful, you can get steamrolled very quickly. I would say one of my matchups this past weekend was against a Mecha Gabora player, and that was the match I had the worst luck when it comes to looking for the Dragon Balls, and I couldn't wait until turn 3, and the Mecha Gabora player managed to get me down to 1 life before my turn 3, and it was I had an awakening. It was just horrible. Here we go. We got the 7 Dragon Balls in the drop now, so we're able to awaken. So on the front side, you're able to play a 1-drop from your deck, which is nice. Switch to rest mode. But on the awakened side, you can do one of two things. You can either play a 4-drop with skills and negate it, or you can activate an ambitious the X card for the deck, which draws you a card on play, gives a Garlic Jr. Indestructible, and then if you played it with the leader's skills or something like that, you can draw another card on the deck in front of me to kind of make sure I have all that right. But it's pretty much a draw to give a Garlic Jr. Indestructible if you're playing, if you play it with the leader's, using it as a desire card. That's the word I'm looking for. But we have Sanzo, which is technically an error because its name is wrong, but hey, its skills cannot be negated, which is really great, which means I'm able to attack, choose 2 of my opponent's targets, battle cards, and or unisons, neg them by 15, and then draw 1 card. Really good card. Absolutely love this card. I don't have 4. I need to get a 4 for one because I think this card is, like, for sure the card you play every turn if you could play this card. The other one is Ginger, 4-drop, I think Ginger, and its effect is at the end of your turn, you could choose one of your Garlic Jr. switch to active mode. It gains blocker, draw 1 card. But this card, the fact that it hits 2 cards with the neg ability is just really good. So here we're just trying to apply pressure we can to the leader. And I don't remember this is if I'm going to play another card or if we're going to pass here. But what's great about Garlic Jr. is one of those decks where you draw a ton of cards. So yeah, we're playing 1 energy for another one. The activate mean to pay it for 1 energy is a limit 1, but with the leader's ability, able to get 2 on the board, which is really nice. And here we're going to swing again, and kind of, we're not attacking the unison, but because we get to neg the unison twice in this situation, it does lose a marker, which is nice. I don't think it's 15, I think it's 10k. Because that unison is base 15. So yeah, it has to be 10k. Like, so I don't have the deck in front of me to kind of confirm that. Charging a unison kind of shows you what might be coming up. Would be a crit pretty soon because you put the wrong card down. Playing Gohan with the Unison's ability, once again getting that top 5 search. You cannot grab that card. And we fix that real quick. He grabs Goku, which is just as scary. You pay 1 energy for that Goku, he clears my board pretty much. That Goku negs 20k for each attack it does. That, in my opinion, is probably the go-to play right now. But instead we go for Broly. And this could have been a moment of, like, knowing what you want to play beforehand and still committing to it. Because I still think, even though this is now a 25k crit, which is a heavy damage, I mean, I have to combo 2 cards out to get out the attack. And yeah, if you play the Goku, I'm more likely to take at least 1 of those damage, but I don't want to take a crit. So I do use 2 super combos in this moment, and I don't know if that's still the better play or not, or if the Goku is better play. Let me know what you think on that one, because I do think the Goku would have been better. He gets 2 attacks, clears my board, and still could pay 1 energy afterwards for the Broly card if you wanted to. Now we're going to probably pay 1, yeah, here we go, is for the Z extra card. Just getting down the board for any future explosive dances for protection. He's at 5 lives, so he still has a turn to kind of take some damage before having to worry about explosive dance, though. And overwhelming into Man on a Mission. Do not want to see a double strike crit. This player definitely is kind of going for that. You're going to take damage, and either you're going to combo it, or you're not getting those cards. We do testing it, because like I said, just not going to take that. Swing of the Unison, blocking with the testing. And we got the one last swing of the leader. Now, the thing about Garlic Jr. I haven't talked about yet is if your life is 2 or less, you could pay 1 red energy to not take damage for the rest of the turn. You remove all the Dragon Balls from your drop, and then you flip the leader over at the end of your opponent's turn. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you can't push me to do it on a turn, I'm going to have a whole nother turn afterwards. And a lot of times it breaks down to, like, as a Garlic Jr. player, do you feel confident in taking the gamble? Like, do I want to pay the 1 energy for Explosive Dance, thinking that you can't get many attacks in? Or do I pay the 1 energy for the leader effect because I don't want to lose this game? Here we're paying the 1 energy for the 3-drop Garlic Jr., which As part of the activate main, you got a bottom deck card, then you choose one, draw one card, or add the ambition card to your hand. And then the honor when the cards play, you can play a 2 to 4 cost card, 15k, I think, or less. Demon Clan to the board with skills negated, but once again, these cards don't lose their skills if they're played with the skill of a Garlic Jr. card, which is really great. Now that I have 2 of these things, we're going to clear out the board to some degree and hit that unison a little bit as well, because the unison with more than 4 markers is very scary, as the activate battle does give it double strike and I think plus 10 or 15k. The attempt to explosive dance was there, but forgetting that you need to be at 4 or less life, we do hold off, which we do know it's going to come. It's happening probably this turn. He was ready to play it, so getting out our Z Garlic Jr., which I love this card. I love what this card can do. The problem is that once you leave, so the first drop, the 1-drop has both barrier and deflect, and once you move past the 1-drop, they are super exposed. They don't have any form of protection, so like depending on what deck you're playing against, they may get removed very quickly, switch to rest mode, negged out. Like it's just you have to time when you want to go up on the chain for this card, because there is also a 3-drop, a Z-Sax, a 3-drop, and the 5-drop underneath it. And yeah, it's great if you get the stack all the way up. It does cost 1 energy each time to go up 1 though. So like you can't just play it and then go up immediately. You have to play it. Hopefully it sticks. And like I said, in this case, it has barrier, so I know it's protected to some degree. So we're not going to worry about it too much. We did hit the explosive dance though, so we're on a be careful how we swing. So we swing with the leader here. And really, I'm not too focused on applying too much pressure. I do have a card in my drop if I want to attack for the 20k, but I think ultimately I just leave it at that and just let it go. The thing here is, I knew I couldn't kill him that turn, so I wanted to hold off on another turn and build that Z energy up if possible, so then I could push a little bit more on future turns. Using Unison to play another card. Now that Unison has 6 markers, it's a little bit more of a threat if we get past this turn. I will say I've gotten really lucky that he hasn't seen more of the Broly cards to charge yet, because as soon as he has 2 of those cards on board, I know his Secret Rare is active. So it's just one of those things like, as long as he gets the draws he's getting right now, I feel a little bit better where I'm at. And we do have 2 open energy, so we do have that mix there of options. Here we're seeing Gohan, which is a draw 2, discard 2, but it allows you to combo cards in rest mode, and when this card itself is comboed, you get to choose one of your opponent's cards and neg it by, I think, 10. Which is really nice. It allows him to get past the Broly that can't restand because of Servant, be able to combo it off, so which is kind of nice. Going into the overrealm with the Trunks, once again, this card can gain double strike, it's innately crit. I'm not dealing with the crit, so we will negate that with Explosive Dance. And now he is stuck to the quote-unquote timer of his Z deck, or Z energy. We are paying 1 for Broly, which will just neg out one of the cards again. I still think Goku would be better, but like I said, this guy does like going with the crit damage, because it forces your opponent to combo cards out, or they're going to lose something. The thing here is order of operations when it comes to comboing off cards. So in order to make that attack, he did have to get rid of both those cards, and I did have a free negate as long as I have a Garlic Jr. with Indestructible in play. It is a little bit 1 effect though, but hey, it served its purpose from a crit. Swing with the leader here. He really needs to combo a card high enough for Gohan. And we see here he's comboing the Broly, which Broly would be fine. But then he combos with Gohan afterwards. And really here he's just trying to push for a damage. Get me down to 2 life. And I'm wondering in that moment if he was asking if he had used Vegeta's combo. And I can't remember in the moment what the actual conversation was. But I do not think he has yet. We do take the damage going down 2 life. He combos up Gohan. This allows him to attack with his Unison now. Or he could potentially play another card and continue pushing there. Now, he is at 2 life. He has exited the restriction of Explosive Dance. So it's one of those things where when to push, when to hold back. But at the same time, I do have the Garlic Jr. effect where I could pretty much not die a turn. And I think there will be a moment in this turn where he's debating about doing certain things. And I go, hey, just to let you know, this is my leader effect. So you either push to force me to awaken, and if you can't, then I have a crackback turn. And it kind of put him in a spot like, what is the best solution? I wasn't trying to steer him in a different direction. I just didn't want him to put efforts into doing just 1 damage, then passing turn, and then on his following turn, just pay the 1 energy on the first attack and go, cool, I don't take damage now. Because it's one of those things where it's an older leader. Like, people don't see it a lot, so they don't know what it could do. So I was just trying to be friends, like, hey, just keep in mind what this leader can do. If you're trying to push, make sure it's something you could push. Starting off with the swing, negging out a couple cards. And he didn't Explosive Dance, which is good for me right now. As of right now, he has not seen Explosive Dance again, which is nice. Hopefully I'm able to kind of push this. Since we nagged the Unison down by 10 for the turn, we swung the 5k into it, kind of just remove a marker, just have fun with it. Pay the 1 energy, go up to the 3-drop. Now, what's great about this chain is that they all get something nice if you give them Indestructible. Now, granted, I don't want to pay for Indestructible for every card I'm being played until we get to the last one, which is Double Strike Crit. But he is paying 2 to neg it down by 20, which kind of puts me in a good place. It tells me, oh, he doesn't have Explosive Dance. Nice. Can I push this turn for what I have currently? We do give it Indestructible, which gives it a nice little 10k boost, making it 15k Double Strike Crit. I could combo a few cards off. I think I do, yeah. And this really just kind of get him to get rid of more cards, because his hand's getting pretty low. I think he has like 3 or 4 cards in his hand, where I still have practically a whole book. Here we're just getting extra swings here because, since Explosive Dance wasn't played, we're just trying to empty that hand out then. Going down to 2 life kind of makes me feel in a better place. I could theoretically pay 2 energy, I think, to play the 8-drop Garlic Jr., which has a permanent that negs by 10k your opponent's board, which is nice, but I think it also hits your board as well. But it's a very strong card that kind of puts a restriction on your opponent. But instead we go into the Secret, that's right. So this Secret is really great because I think back in the day I was playing like the Vegeta one. I don't remember what else I think it was just the Vegeta one. But in this case, it's 1 energy to play. There's no restriction to the cards you move from one area to the other. It just says you can move up to 10 cards from your warp to your drop, which is very nice. And as long as your leader is red, you can play. It's a triple attack for 1 energy. It's 45k. So he does do the counterattack with the promo Vegeta, which takes the life, but gives 30k to the leader. So here I'm just trying to push for game, or at least get that card out of his hand. Now that promo card Vegeta is a blocker. So if I can't beat him this attack, he does have 1 more block afterwards. Using the Z extra card to kind of get a power boost, plus a 30k, plus a single combo, gets him out of that attack. We do pay 1 more energy for another Garlic Jr. because they're not limit 1, but it's a nice card to play for all the other effects, and this will possibly get me 2 more attacks out. And here, what was pretty much happening is that I chose to add the Ambitious back to my hand, or to my hand from my deck, and then play the card afterwards with the auto. Get the first attack out, he blocks, get the second attack out, and really, we just get the 1 combo, because I think the rest of my card might be extra cards at this point. Switching the Garlic Jr. back to active mode, we will put Ginger back to rest mode. What happened here was just that I was reading the card, and yeah, here. If I recall correctly, we switched back to rest mode. So, using the Unison to play card. No, sorry. He was going to use the Unison to play card, but he realized he's at 5 markers, so he could theoretically get the attack out if he wanted to give it a double strike. And then here we're going to block with the Garlic Jr., possibly. Yeah, block the Garlic Jr., which for him kind of says, okay, cool, I'm not going to use the effect, which is smart. You timed out. If you bait the block out. So here, there we go. Switch the card to rest mode. You bait the block out, and since the block was used, then we use the +2 feature to play a 1-drop to get a search and go from there. Looking at the Z deck, possibly, yeah, no, not possibly. We are going to try to go and play this card. Which, as long as you have a Vegeta and a Goku in your warp, you can send them to your drop. Reduce the cost of this card from 4 to 1. You still need to pay the Z energy for it, though. There we go. Now, this card is also keywords on a card, but primarily it has double strike. Here we are getting the attack off. We move the card. Looks like we're going to combo a card as well. Actually, I don't know if he moved the card yet. And the question here is, do I combo out of this? And since I don't have Expo Stance in my hand, and I play another one Z deck, I'm trying to stall as long as possible from having to use the leader's ability. So we go ahead and proc the Z extra card to practically get out of that attack. Here's like we're paying the energy for the Broly, which is kind of interesting because that one does take a little bit more Saiyans if I recall correctly. But it gets rid of my secret rare, which is kind of the go-to here. The understanding here is that he has to force me to use my leader's ability, and getting rid of big threats as soon as possible helps out as well. Here we do take the single damage, not yet being forced to have to use the leader's effect. Going for the leader swing now. And here we combo out of it. He left it where it's at. Playing the Goku, which is a really good play because this is 2 attacks for 1 energy, and he gets the neg cards out on every attack, thinning my board down. And we are using the leader's ability here. Swinging Goku into a battle card. Yeah, which is what he's doing here. Swinging into a battle card, neg out another card. Doing what he can to thin that board down. I will be going into my turn with 5 energy, though. And the question here is, he doesn't have a ZX card on board anymore. If he pays the 1 energy for it, then he can't progress there. His hand was kind of low as it was, so he didn't charge a card. It put him in a bad spot to begin with going into that turn. And now we're following up here, giving this the indestructible and swinging for game. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.